So this is my weird chest rig setup. It consists of 4 pieces, first of which is the Placard 556 by Spirited Systems in Ranger Green. Second, we have the Defense Mechanism Sidekicks, also in Ranger Green. We have the Microfight Fat Strap in Ranger Green from Spirited Systems, and the T.rex Arms Back Strap, also in Ranger Green. The process to put this all together is quite simple. First, you take your Spirited Systems placard and remove the back Velcro piece. That's going to give you some real estate to attach your defense mechanism sidekicks on either side or both. Afterwards, you'll take your placard and reattach it to the Velcro piece. At this point, it's just like any other placard system that works with chest rig straps. You'll simply attach your straps like you normally would. First, we'll click on our fat straps. And then we will click in our T.rex Arms back strap, also in Ranger Green. And that's pretty much it. This setup is great for shouldering things, as you can see. And it's not horrible taking the mags out. They're a little tight, but you can make do. The problem comes when you need to re-index them. The defense mechanism sidekicks are great at holding the mags, and they're really easy to get the mags out of. The problem is, once you have the mag out, if you want to put it back in, you're gonna have to get really creative. A couple ways you could try to do it would be to either unclip the buckle, put the mag in, then try to reclip that buckle over top of it, or you could move the little sidekick out of the way of the buckles, put the magazine in it, and then put the straps back around the mag carrier and the magazine itself. Also not ideal, but another option for you. As far as what magazines to use, I'd recommend the GI style all metal magazines because they're nice and smooth and go in and out easily. I would not recommend any Lancer type magazines that are thicker and have more texturing on them because that's just going to be harder to get in and out. So here's what it looks like from the back and the front. What do you think? If you want to be able to run around and take deep full breaths and have this tight to your body, I highly recommend this T.rex Arms backstrap. Unlike the T.rex Arms Ready Rig that I reviewed, this gave me no problems in the nipple area, no chafing whatsoever. Way to go, Spiritus! When you need a mag from this setup, you can get it, but most of the setup's gonna move with you. That's because you have that elastic that's super tight. I think this elastic would do better on a plate carrier because it would be able to be flat when it's not in use, but it would have something sturdy holding it in place while you pull up on the magazines. Speaking of flat, where this setup really excels is anytime you need to go into the prone. Not only do you have very little in between you and the ground, but if you take those mags out, it lays completely flat and you can get even lower. And just for a little bit of extra comfort, you can take those side mags out as well. Pew, 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 pew. Even after going over the pros and cons, I'm still not 100% sure how I feel about this setup. I like it in some ways and I dislike it in others, as I talked about prior to this portion of the video. And it really just comes down to, I guess for you as an individual, what's most important to you? Do you want something that's super lightweight, very comfortable, and will lay completely flat for going to prone or other things when the mags are out? Then this might make sense to you. If not, if you want to be able to quickly and easily re-index mags, this is definitely not the setup to do that with. But as far as chest rigs go, this is very comfortable. I'm not having any rubbing issues anywhere in this area. These are very nice and comfortable. They allow you to shoulder your rifle or AR pistol or whatever. Right here, you also have all these little loops for hydration or comms, which is nice. And it's very modular, like a lot of the other Spirit System stuff, and really most of the stuff out there at this point. So you can click things off and put them in different places, Velcro stuff on different stuff, attach this to a plate carrier, move different accessories around. So all that's there in this setup. You also have this nice stretchy material here in the T.rex arms strap, and that is going to allow you to keep it nice and tight to your body, but also be able to breathe full deep breaths as you're running around without this shaking around and flinging all the contents, which is another point. I don't think anything's going to be coming out of this rig because this elastic is so tight. Now over time that's going to wear out, but you're probably going to get a lot of nice long usage out of this. The only issue I would see maybe is durability if you have sharp metal mags or feed lips that are coming in and out of this material. The reason I put this together like this is because I wanted a way to be able to carry 5 mags, not necessarily just to carry 5 mags, but a way to have at least 3 mags here, maybe a radio or medical on this side, and just have something that is compact and easy to just throw on. Now, because I put this together from a bunch of different parts, it doesn't work as well as something that would be a dedicated 5 mag setup from the get-go. These little clips here are over top of these mags, which isn't great. I'd prefer them to be back here, but there's no way of attaching these in front of these clips and having it work just because of the way this placard system is set up. I do like all the modularity, and I like the ability to just stitch this H harness and just put it on a plate carrier. I think that's where this setup is really going to shine, on an actual plate carrier. Speaking of plate carriers, let's get into why you might want a chest rig versus a plate carrier or vice versa, because that's probably something you might be thinking about as you're looking at getting a chest rig, setting something up maybe like this, or maybe you're also looking at plate carriers as well. Real quick plug to my other videos. I have a bunch of chest rig and plate carrier videos. Check those out. I talk about a lot of the philosophy in those videos, and it just gives you an excuse to see some more cool gear. So reason why a chest rig might make sense over a plate carrier, really only 2 things. I talk about some other reasons in other videos, but I've narrowed it down to 2. One is going to be concealability, and I guess weight is kind of part of that too. And then the other thing is just something to just give to someone. So first one, let's talk about a bag gun type situation where you have a bag gun and you want just additional capability in that system. You could have the mags, medical, radio, snacks. Gotta have your snacks. You could have all that. This folded up in a bag would still fit next to a bag gun in a backpack, and it's not gonna add that much weight. So you could be walking around with this backpack, doodle-doodle-doo. No one's the wiser. Something bad happens that you're gonna be able to save the day with all your stuff. A lot harder to do that with a plate carrier in a backpack. One, plates weigh more, so it's gonna be more weight on your back and your shoulders, but also it's gonna take up a lot more space in that bag and might not even have room for the gun at that point because you got the curved plates, etc. So that's not great. Also, again, something you can just give to someone. Let's say you got a neighborhood watch, something horrible happens, and it's a prolonged horrible thing that you guys need to be able to communicate long term, and you need to be able to do perimeter security and stuff like that. It's a lot easier if a neighbor you have has, a $600 M&P Sport AR-15 and they have some training, but they don't have any way of supporting that platform. Once that 1 mag that came with the gun runs out, you could give them something like this, and then they'd have a way of communicating with you with a radio. They have some medical to help other people or themselves if something happens, and they have more ammo. So it automatically makes them more capable gear-wise. Training is obviously super important, but gear-wise, you can just throw it to them. It doesn't cost that much to set something like this up compared to a plate carrier, and you still have your plate carrier on you. Well, that's gonna do it for me and my weird chest rig setup. Let me know your thoughts on which is better, plate carriers or chest rigs, in the comment section below. If you like this video, I really appreciate a like. It really helps the channel a lot. And as always, thanks for watching. Stay free.